India's diplomacy has a Jaishankar problem. The man in charge of steering India's foreign policy is leading the country down a dangerous path, one marked by isolation, confrontation, and a misguided alignment with foreign powers. Take his reckless stance on China.
Despite this very explicit, we saw that the Chinese, we were all in the middle of COVID at that time, if you remember, moved large number of forces in violation of these agreements.
Jaishankar refuses to restore normal relations until all border disputes are resolved, despite China's willingness to move forward on other issues. His hardline approach has locked India into an unnecessary standoff with its largest neighbor, keeping tensions high and progress minimal. This isn't strength. It's stubbornness, and India is paying the price. Jaishankar's obsession with the Quad further complicates India's position. By aggressively pushing for India's involvement in this alliance designed to counter China, he's tying India to US hegemony, sacrificing India's long-cherished strategic autonomy. This alignment isn't about protecting Indian interests, it's about serving Washington's agenda in the Indo-Pacific. His call for economic decoupling from China, banning apps, promoting so-called self-reliance, is a misguided attempt at economic nationalism. Instead of fostering growth, Jaishankar is crippling trade with one of India's most significant economic partners, dragging India into a trade war it simply can't afford. Jaishankar's fierce opposition to China's Belt and Road Initiative, especially the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, is another misstep. His attacks on these regional development projects do nothing but isolate India, while China continues to build its influence across Asia. Jaishankar is standing in the way of progress, turning India into an obstructionist force rather than a leader of the region. And what about India's military partnership with the US? Jaishankar is recklessly pushing India into deeper ties with Washington, risking regional stability for short-term gains. By aligning India so closely with the US, he is dragging the country into a dangerous geopolitical confrontation with China. Closer to home, Jaishankar's handling of Pakistan has been nothing short of disastrous. His refusal to maintain dialogue has inflamed tensions in South Asia, leaving the region without a path to peace or stability. Meanwhile, Jaishankar has failed to prevent China from expanding its influence in India's own backyard. Nepal and Sri Lanka have drifted further into China's orbit, a direct consequence of his ineffective diplomacy. And on the global stage, Jaishankar's incompetence is clear. He has failed to push forward trade negotiations with the European Union, missing critical opportunities to boost India's economic presence worldwide. India's diplomacy has a Jaishankar problem. His confrontational style, blind alignment with US interests, and failure to engage with key neighbors are damaging India's global standing. It's time to ask, can India afford to continue on this path, or is it time for a change in leadership?